The morning after my birthday, I threw up in the sink. Not from champagne, not from cake. Something slower had taken root inside me, curling through my gut like a quiet rot. I caught my reflection in the mirror, pale, sweat-slicked, my heart pounding out a ragged, uneven rhythm. And there it was on my wrist, the watch, the one she gave me. Clean, polished, expensive, ticking away like nothing was wrong. At the time, I didn't know it yet, but that gentle, steady ticking wasn't just telling time. It was counting down. She had slid it onto my wrist that night with a soft kiss I barely registered. "Happy birthday, babe," she whispered, fastening it like a cuff. It was sleek, black dial, silver rim, sapphire glass. Too elegant, too perfect for someone who constantly talked about cutting back on spending. But I didn't question it. I was too in love. That's the cruelest part. I loved her. God, I loved her. 3 years married, 5 together. We had dreams, shared struggle, built a life with our bare hands. I had turned our tiny living room into the heart of my business. Long nights pitching clients while she worked beside me at the dining table, fingers clattering over keys. We were a team, or so I thought. But teams don't whisper lies behind closed doors. They don't delete text messages when you walk into the room. They don't come home with gifts dressed up like love, laced with death inside. It started small. A little lightheadedness. A nausea I couldn't explain. A heaviness in my bones. A fog I couldn't shake. I went to doctors. Blood work. Scans. Everything looked fine on paper. But inside, I was unraveling. I could feel it, like something was slowly peeling me away from myself. And she was always there. Too much. Too attentive. Always ready with a glass of water. Always urging me to rest. Too gentle. Too kind. It didn't feel like love. It felt like she was watching something. I didn't confront her. I watched, too. 3 weeks later, broke from medical bills and losing clients left and right, I wandered into a pawn shop on 5th and Monroe. I thought maybe the watch could be worth something. A little cash to breathe. The man behind the counter was ex-military. Close-cropped hair, a sharp face, an eagle tattoo on his forearm. He held the watch in his palm, flipped it over once, then froze. His expression drained so fast it was like someone turned off the lights in his head. He stared at me like I'd just handed him a bomb. "Where'd you get this?" "My wife," I said. "It was a birthday gift." He pushed it back like it burned him. "You need to go to the police. Now." Turns out the watch wasn't just pretty. It had been modified, engineered, really. Hidden in the clasp was a micro-dose capsule. Poison. Slow-releasing. Almost undetectable. Designed to mimic autoimmune illness. Designed to kill quietly. I filed a report. No screaming. No confrontation. I didn't go home. I checked into a cheap motel just outside the city and did what I do best. Research. Business had taught me how to be patient. How to study patterns. People forget that revenge is just business with bloodier margins. First, I rewrote my will. Left everything to my godson. Slipped the updated papers into my desk drawer. She never even noticed the new notary stamps. Then I created a shell company under a fake name. Used it to slowly drain money from our shared accounts. Just enough to stir her suspicion. I knew her. Knew the way greed lit her up. I planted bait next. A fake client with deep pockets. Luxury meetings, big contracts. She encouraged it all, even packed my bag. She thought I was breaking down. Thought I was dragging myself back to work because the poison was winning. She had no idea I was just laying the net. 2 weeks later, I hacked her cloud storage. She reused passwords like she reused lies. I found everything. Screenshots, chat logs, videos. Her lover was my business partner. Of course it was him. He had access. He knew the inner workings. Knew how to rot the business from within. What they didn't know was that I'd already sold the real company a month before. They were bleeding a ghost. When they booked flights for her mental health getaway, the cops raided our house. She screamed. He ran. Didn't get far. They found 2 more modified watches in his apartment. Guess I wasn't the first. In court, she cried. told the jury it was all him, claimed she was manipulated. But the prosecution showed the messages. One line hit like a hammer. Asterisk, he's dying anyway. Might as well speed it up and cash out. Asterisk. She got 12 years. He got 18. And me? I got my name back. It wasn't clean. I spent months in recovery. My body had to fight its way back from the edge. But every breath after that verdict felt like fire in my lungs. Pure, earned. People ask me if I miss her. I don't. I miss who I thought she was. The woman I believed in. But she never existed. That love, that team, it was just a mask stretched over betrayal. The watch sits in my drawer now, still in its evidence bag. Sometimes I take it out, not out of nostalgia, just to remember what love looks like when it wants you dead. I check the time on my phone these days. I don't need a watch to remind me how fast things can change, especially when someone's counting on you not to notice.